We're back.
There you go. Did it this week. It wasn't a bit like it was last time. I love how I said this week like we've been doing this weekly.
Right.
You don't know how long ago it's been since our last episode? Episode 44 was titled, It's August.
Well, this one should just be titled, It's September.
It doesn't feel like it's been that long, though, right? Like, I don't know. I've been busy.
2 or 3 weeks?
Do you remember?
I don't know.
It's been a long time. I don't have the notes from the last episode. Welcome back to episode 45 of the Nosebleeds Podcast.
45?
Welcome. Yeah.
There are as many podcast episodes as American presidents.
Sure.
Stick to hockey, Kristen.
Don't
Just
quit your
kidding.
day job.
That was a joke.
Okay.
Stick to Sprots.
Sprock to sticks.
What's everybody been up to?
I don't even know.
No?
Working and playing NHL 20.
Are we going to spend a lot of time talking about NHL 20 today?
I hope so.
We've got a long...
You're just going to see me check the fuck out.
Kristen, if you're watching on YouTube, Kristen will literally get up and walk away. Because on Saturday, Trevor and I played for literally 11 hours.
We joked about it Friday night, let's just play all day tomorrow. I had to work till 1, but then once I got home, my Xbox turned on and it didn't turn off until 1 in the morning.
No way. Get real. And I intend on doing that this weekend as well.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
No, we're
ideally.
going somewhere this weekend.
What are we doing?
We're going to the Big E this weekend.
No.
Yes,
28th.
Fuck.
Yeah, not this weekend. So go tell all your friends
Rookie.
you're not actually going. And you're going to look like a fake ass.
Yeah.
Fuck. Now I'm going to have to
How was the Big E, Kristen? And then to your coworkers high five because they fucking hate you.
I told none of my coworkers. I only told Nicole. Because I was like, it's going to be 80 and I'm going to hate it.
Oh, it is going to be hot this weekend.
Well, we're not going this
We're
weekend.
not going this weekend.
So don't sweat it.
We should go fishing
Literally.
this weekend.
Yeah, but that's going to cut into my NHL 20 time.
True.
We could go fishing. I don't really care.
We could see.
Some stuff happened.
Some stuff.
I'm looking at a sheet of paper that has
A third.
a third of notes on it. So strap in. So it's going to be a lot of talk about money. Lots of money talk on this one. The first one, obviously, on Friday night, the big RFA fish sign.
Fish?
Mitchell Marner, which bothers me every time I see it reported as Mitchell Marner. His name's Mitch. Mitch Marner.
Meech. He
finally signed his contract.
I was
How
surprised.
much was that contract for?
6 years, $10.8 million.
That's a lot.
What did I write here?
I'm going to be honest.
Oh.
I was really, really counting on them not getting it done. Just so I could be find that quote from however many months ago, retweet it and be like, ha! And it just wasn't.
But now it's like a rallying cry for them.
Yeah,
We can and we will.
Yeah.
I can
Which
already
is fine,
see.
Sure, smart.
I can already see Jeffler selling a shirt. We can, we will, we did.
That's a good one.
So if they win the cup, that's what it would be.
I mean,
right?
good for Dubas.
Yeah, I
for
guess.
actually,
But they gotta win now.
Yeah.
So let's kind of get into it here. 6 years, $10.8 million. Like I said, $10.8 million per is the average annual value. However, his salary is near league minimum, about $700K per season.
Mm-hmm.
It's just loaded with bonuses. Now, one thing, and we'll get to labor peace later to talk about the NHLPA not opening the CBA negotiations, but some people were wondering, myself included, are bonuses included when it comes to calculating escrow, which I'll get to later is a little complicated. The answer is yes. So it's not like the bonuses help them out in that capacity anyway.
Could we get a definition of escrow?
Escrow, just a rough definition, is a percentage of their salary that's withheld to pay the owners essentially for basically differences in hockey related revenue, that sort of thing.
You have escrow also on your mortgage.
Yeah, that's where I've heard it from, and I'm like, wait.
I think that we had this conversation once before.
When we can get more into it later.
Isn't escrow the thing that's like spinach, but it's not, and sometimes you could put it in pasta?
No.
I'm sorry, it's escarole. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
No, you're thinking of the snails. That's escargot.
Escargot. That's one of my favorite
could
memes.
do that for days.
Where it just goes for...
Marner allegedly received 2 offer sheets. He confirmed that he did receive offer sheets. He didn't reveal the number.
Wow.
However, it's reported that he received 2. Matt Barnaby, a former NHLer, he's a little connected. He says the 2 teams that offer sheeted him were Columbus, who I believe was kind of expected to do something like that just because they've got tons of cap space and no one to spend it on.
Mm-hmm.
And the other being Minnesota. And my first thought was this Paul Fenton's last move?
Oh.
An attempted offer sheet of Mitch Marner, and then they said, you're out of here?
Maybe.
You know?
Do you think that would have been a deciding factor? They're like, you couldn't get Mitch, you're out of here.
No, I don't think anybody would have.
He made a lot of other problems than...
Yeah.
There's a lot more.
Yeah, I don't know. I think... I don't... No one was going to offer sheet him because it would have cost you... You would have had to overpay. You would have had to pay...
Right.
I mean, the Leafs overpaid.
You think so? Oh, well...
Do you not... I mean, do you think so? It's a genuine thought right now, as some people are saying... You know, the Maple Leafs had to overpay to keep their core together.
Mm-hmm. I think...
Did they?
I took into account the whole thing where it's like... I feel like the Nylander thing kind of changed the way people ask for contracts and stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like that resulted in Marner getting overpaid.
What's the worst contract out of the 4 that Dubas has signed? The 4 big ones.
Oh, I don't know them all.
Nylander?
What's the value on Nylander?
You want to pull those up, Trevor?
I think Nylander.
I was also going to say Nylander.
Just say the cap hits. The years isn't really that important.
I think considering...
for Matthews, the years are kind of important because they only got 5 years. And it costs them $11 million a year, I think.
I think considering that Nylander didn't play so much hockey and wasn't as sure of a bet as, like... neither Matthews nor Marner have really been away from the sport like Nylander was.
Well, I mean, I don't know. They both they both had as many pro years under their belt, right? All 3 of them had 3-year entry-level deals.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of hockey they played on those deals differs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Nylander played a little bit. His rookie season was short just because he only played a few games in that god-awful season.
Mm-hmm.
He's been there the longest out of the 3 of them. That's why his contract was up the soonest.
Mm-hmm.
Matthews played probably 3 of the best years on an entry-level contract we've seen in forever.
Bryce Matthews.
What about... But that's the point, right? That's what you're paying for.
Right, exactly.
So, Trevor, what's the cap hits here?
Matthews is 11.6.
Mm-hmm.
John Tavares is 11. Marner's like 10.9. This is just rounding. And then William Nylander is just shy of 7, so 6.96.
Man, remember Nylander was overpaid? Nylander's contract looks amazing right now.
Yeah. The reason I think Marner is the worst, I feel like his is the highest and also carries just the most risk. Just because it is like...
He's a winger.
Yeah, it's just like he's like... Matthews, is going to be good. I mean, same with Mitch Marner, I guess. But just John Tavares, like, he makes almost the same amount of money as John Tavares. But, like, John Tavares has so many more proven years.
Well, and the real debate that's stirring now is who's the real catalyst on that line? Because Marner and Tavares played together. Who's the drink and who's the straw that stirs it? Like, is Tavares the guy on that line?
You can do 1-2. You don't have... not 1-2. You can do, like, a... You don't...
Well, yes and no, because the entire thought... One of the biggest issues behind this contract negotiation was figuring out this was Marner's career year, and it just so happened to be the first year he's playing with John Tavares.
Okay.
Now, the Marner camp will argue, well, we boosted Tavares' numbers. He had a career year too.
Mm.
So it's sort of like, it's 2 sides who helped each other out here.
I think it's kind of like the picture of Spider-Man pointing at Spider-Man.
Yeah, basically.
Where it's...
I mean, we look back at a lot of what happened in this contract negotiation. You've got, information leaking from the agent to Darren Dreger. Darren to Darren. It was Darren Ferris.
That makes me so mad. And it's so dumb.
And, a lot of the stuff that was leaking was just bullshit. Like, it couldn't have been what they were really thinking. Although apparently one of the main things that I grasped onto and was really confused about was why Marner was still so upset that he didn't get his Schedule B bonuses like Matthews did. Matthews got all of his rookie bonuses, and he was the only one that Lou Lamoriello gave those rookie bonuses to. Mitch Marner was apparently still very upset that he didn't get those bonuses. They got put into this contract. So, I mean, a lot of it, I was kind of like, oh, none of this can be true. And then it turns out probably a lot of it was.
Yeah.
The Leafs now have $55.25 million tied up with forwards. And only one defenseman signed past this season. Oof. Two of their defensemen will become restricted free agents, and 5 will be unrestricted. Morgan Rielly being the only defenseman that's under contract. Freddie Anderson's up in 2 years.
Oof.
It's so funny because the Maple Leafs they solved Nylander. It's like, oh, now we can relax. Oh, but wait, Matthews is coming up. Okay, we got Matthews. Oh, but Mitch Marner. It's fine. Now the rest of the team is up.
It would have been completely undoable if Dubas said we're gonna sign Matthews, Marner, Nylander, and then the rest of the team.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
did they all finish those contracts though?
What's that?
Like the top 4 guys that we were just talking about. Matthews, Tavares, Marner.
Are you asking if they all finished those contracts on the Leafs? Well, Mitch Marner has a no-trade clause that kicks in at some point in his contract.
I think it's the last 2 years.
Right. So if you're going to trade him, it's in 3 years. Right? It's right before that 4th year starts. Or the 5th year starts.
If the cap does keep going up, which it should unless they do
it might not.
Agreement, then they'll be fine. But next year, like you were saying, is really the problem.
Yeah, I think it's very clear they have a cup window. They're in that window.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, we've seen with Vegas, you can really do a lot with guys that are quote unquote nobodies.
Right.
You can get cheap guys and really
Yeah, but they got an expansion draft. Toronto's not going to get an expansion draft.
Sure, but
in fact, in 2 years they have to give up a player.
They'll be able to sell out some guys that they won't be able to afford though. For example, I don't know how skilled their prospects are, but if Andreas Johnson's really good and he's going to demand a lot of money and they won't be able to pay him, that's somebody you can trade off if you own his rights still. Or...
Yes and no, because I mean they said the same thing about Kasperi Kapanen. Oh, they signed him. He's here now.
Yeah.
At some point you still need players to play on this team. You can, and I mean maybe this is just the way that the league is headed. Maybe we're headed in a direction where top heavy is okay, but no one's ever won with a cap hit over $10 million, to my knowledge. No one's ever won a Stanley Cup with a cap hit over 10.
Okay. Well, as the cap goes up, though,
I mean, we'll get to that later, but sure. It might not go up.
I mean, but there's a point there, though. Hockey players haven't been getting paid like this.
Yeah, I think
the whole time.
This is good.
These
guys need to go out and get their money. I'm not angry at Mitch Marner for getting paid.
But eventually there will be a Stanley Cup winner.
Yeah, not a lot of players.
It hasn't happened.
This year it will with Panarin on the Rangers.
Oh sure, yeah, and still Mark Stahl.
Just try a $10 million Mark Stahl.
And the idea that if the cap goes up, it'll be fine. The cap goes up for everybody. That's more space for everybody to steal guys from underneath you.
That's true.
So and the Canadian, I use that excuse all the time for bad contracts like Carl Alsner. Well, the cap's going up. Well, it doesn't make that any less bad. It's still bad.
Players are going to still want more money.
Yeah.
So,
another guy that got paid, Jared Spurgeon, 7 years, $7.575 million in Minnesota. He's not the highest paid defenseman this year. He's making only a little over $5 million. And then next year he will be. He'll pass Ryan Suter. He had 43 points last season as a defenseman. That seems like a lot.
43.
Yeah, and I guess maybe his underlying numbers look a lot better than, just me being a Neanderthal and looking at point totals. But does Minnesota think they're competing in 7 years?
I don't know what the hell Minnesota thinks.
Right? Like that has to be a real question they're asking.
Especially with like the Zuccarello signing, like everyone thinks they should be rebuilding kind of, and Minnesota's like, nope.
That cap friendly page is a nightmare.
He has a complete no movement clause, and then a modified no trade clause too. That's crazy. 7.5 for him.
Yeah, I mean he's a good enough player. I got a little bit of sticker shock looking at how much they paid him.
I know.
But I guess he's really liked in Minnesota. The fans like him. The coaching staff raved about him.
I guess as long as they have like Parise and Sutter, they're gonna keep trying to win, which they have for another 6 years. So.
Charlie McAvoy bridge deal in Boston, 3 years, $4.9 million per.
That was a lot lower than I thought.
Yeah, I think that's a smart play for Charlie McAvoy to bet on himself. Say, I'll take this now. In 3 years, well, I'll keep us in a position where we can be competitive, still compete for a Stanley Cup. Mm-hmm. When some of those older deals are off the books, the David Backuses of the world, I think David Krejci's off the books soon.
In 3 years, I can.
Once those guys are gone,
I want to say Bergeron is.
I'm gonna get my money. Chara will be off the books after this year.
Yeah, and then definitely those guys will be demanding less money as the older they get. So
they also signed Brandon Carlo as well, but I think McAvoy's more important. But you look to next year, and Torrey Krug's up. Torrey Krug's already making over $5 million. What are you gonna do with him? I mean, ultimately, and it's funny. Like we sit back and we go, "Oh, what are they gonna do?" In hockey, they always seem to figure it out.
They will.
Every team always does.
Especially the high-end teams.
Look at Tampa. Look at Chicago when they were winning all their cups. Like they made it work. It didn't matter. Travis Konecny stays in Philadelphia. Let's see, 6 years, $5.5 million per. He's a fun player.
Yeah, I don't know enough about him, but I know he's pretty decent. So
yeah, small, skilled forward, plays with a real edge, like just an angry dude on the ice.
Fits in with the Flyers.
Yeah, exactly. He seems to fit that room well. And there's clips of him from the outdoor game they played last year. They had him mic'd up. It's pretty funny stuff. Like just absolutely ripping on Hornquist. It was pretty good. They also signed Ivan Provorov, the defenseman, 6 years, $6.75 per. They seem all cleaned up for now. They have Nolan Patrick coming next year. But I kind of wonder if it's go time for them.
I mean, after spending $7 million a year for freaking Kevin Hayes, they're ready.
That's so bad.
The Flyers have struggled kind of recently being one of those middle-end teams, so hopefully now they can... I like the Flyers being good. I hate the Flyers, but I like when they're good.
Yeah, I do too. I like them when they're a better team.
Yeah, and not against the Rangers, but it's more fun for the league when they're, challenging the Penguins and making the playoffs.
Being scrappy.
I just wonder how they make the playoffs. Like... it's a numbers game, right? And the Devils got a whole lot better.
I know, everybody's getting so much better.
I think I still have the Islanders above them. I don't know if I have the Penguins above them very much longer. We'll see. It really depends on how Pittsburgh starts this year, because I think that's a team that you can see a real drop-off coming up.
I almost think they should do what the Penguins should do with the Rangers and just blow it up.
There's just not enough. You can't do that with Crosby and Malkin, and with Lemieux in charge, you can't.
But the Rangers did it with Lundqvist. They had one bad season. Right? They had, I guess, like a half a bad season or 1.5 bad seasons. So.
Brock Besser signs a bridge deal in Vancouver, 3 years, $5.875 million. He's not even the highest paid player in Vancouver. The highest paid player makes $6 million. There's two of them.
Damn.
What?
Louis Eriksson, and who's the other one? The defenseman, Alex Edler. And there's still a little under $2 million from the salary cap. That's how many $4 or $5 million deals that team has that just suck the life out of that team.
Just wait till Pettersson's up. That'll be
2 years, right?
Have fun.
Was this his rookie season that we just saw?
No. Who won the Calder?
He did.
Yeah. So then, yeah.
All right.
I mean, yeah, right? I'm pretty sure he won the Calder.
Yeah, this was his rookie year. So in 2 years, you need to Open your wallet.
He's easily 8 if he
Well
keeps it up.
over 8.
Yeah.
At the rate that people are getting paid in their... There's a dog barking.
outside.
At the rate that rookies are getting paid, or not rookies, but young players coming out of their entry-level contracts are being paid. Like,
my mic is broken.
Get your shit together, Agni.
Okay, I think I fixed it. I'm gonna have to buy a new microphone or a new wire. I don't know why it does this randomly.
I'm gonna turn you down while you fix it.
Thank you.
This is brutal.
We'll just keep talking.
Yeah. Fill the space.
It's at the rate that guys are getting paid out of their entry level deals, you might be seeing more of that. You might be seeing guys come in and make out of their third contract year, $10 million with just going away.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're fine.
Turn it back up.
Okay, great.
I know. I'll have to get a new wire like what you got.
Yeah. XLR cable.
Okay.
Do it.
God.
Oh, you fucking punch your microphone, I swear to God.
Dude, maybe that'll fix it.
Dumb
bucket of water on it.
So that's all I have for important signings, but we still have a few guys, and I'm sure I'm missing some, which is crazy. A few guys still on the RFA watch list.
Turn it down.
No.
I'm gonna try to
Fix it.
I don't know how to fix it.
Patrick Laine out of Winnipeg and Mikko Rantanen out of Colorado.
That is baffling to me.
Are-
Patrick Laine.
Well, they're both practicing with SC Bern in Switzerland.
I know. That's hilarious.
They're
that
just trying to
both
stay
going
in
there.
shape. They didn't sign a contract there. They're just practicing. This isn't Jesse Puljujarvi.
I love the flex though.
Oh, Jesse Puljujarvi's still an RFA technically. He has until December 1st to sign a deal in the NHL, as all of these players do. Matthew Tkachuk in Calgary, things seem pretty quiet there. There's not a whole lot of news on Matt Tkachuk. People keep going, hey, how about Matt Tkachuk? And then nothing. There's no numbers being thrown around.
Same Braden Point too.
Braden Point is the one that makes me really nervous if I'm Tampa Bay.
Tampa have just shy of 8.5 million.
Well, and right after Marner signed, Pierre LeBrun said that last he checked, Tampa's last offer to Braden Point was $5.7 million
crazy
per year for 3 years. There's no way you're getting him for that. And then LeBrun today on the radio said, quote, a really tough negotiation.
That's dumb.
That one sounds like it's going to be tough. Just
I think the player has a lot of strength in there.
a lot of leverage.
Yeah.
He was outstanding.
As opposed to some other cities or teams, I feel like the player's a lot stronger there. So
Yeah. Anything else with free agents? Contract related materials?
Rangers are just waiting on Tony DeAngelo.
Yeah, fun. That's a big one.
$1 million. He doesn't have any leverage really.
Sick league.
So, how about does Montreal have anyone?
No RFAs left.
Good.
Everyone's signed.
We had Brendan Lemieux who just recently signed a $1 million something. I forget how limited terms. Oh my God, John.
This website, I was trying to pull up an article about the RFAs that are remaining, but the website seems to be completely cursed. It's just endless pop. When you go to watch a bootleg stream. Is it really bad?
Yeah, just mute it and let me unplug.
There are just so many fucking pop-ups.
I think part of it's mine now. I think you broke me, Trevor.
I remain powerful.
You're good. You're good. Everything's great.
I hate my microphone now.
What were you saying? I couldn't hear over Buzz Lightyear over here.
Oh my God! I was trying to find an article with the remaining RFAs, and it just had so many pop-ups.
I don't even touch the microphone though, and it just starts.
It's a shit
buzzing.
cable. You got that whole mic set up for $30. That's why it's broken.
I'm gonna leave it a 2-star Amazon
Point
review.
Been signed yet?
Who?
Braden Point.
That's what we were just talking
Okay.
about.
No, you didn't get signed.
Braden Point. Fuck.
The team only has
Are you in a click-through slideshow?
No, Mikko Rantanen.
Yep, said him. Patrick Laine next.
Matthew Tkachuk.
Said him too.
Kyle Connor.
Nah.
Fuck, forgot about Kyle Connor.
I mean, this says 11. I know there's 9 because 2 of them have already. Patrick
Winnipeg, he hasn't signed yet either. Patrick Laine. They saved all that cap space for both of them, and they go into camp with none of them signed.
DeAngelo.
Tony DeAngelo out of New York. We just said him.
Julius Honka.
Okay.
Oh, so he requested a trade out of Dallas, and apparently Montreal's interested.
Yes.
Julius.
He's a defenseman.
Small-ish. I think he's like 5'11", maybe
Good
even
puck
shorter.
moving defenseman.
Oh,
Yeah, right-handed shot defenseman, which the Canadiens have a lot of already. But so I'm like, why?
Get another one.
Can he play the left side? That's what really matters. Interested to see how that plays out.
Saku Manalainen.
Yep.
Menelainen out of Carolina.
Good.
I got him again.
Is that? Oh.
I think that's it. They all started to clean up after. It's funny. Marner really was the roadblock. I think
whoever this was went back and cleaned it up.
Marner really was the roadblock, right? Because Marner signed and then it was just a bunch of guys signed.
Yeah.
Well, because Marner set the market.
I hate that though.
But it's the
So
truth.
dumb.
Now, what Ray
No, I
Ferraro
understand
always
it, but-
says is you sign your deal and then you don't look back. Because the next guy's going to get more than you. And you know that.
Yep.
Let's talk about labor peace. This is good. Because at the end of the season,
The CBA came up.
we don't have to do lockout podcasts.
That would suck.
That's
more than summer podcasts.
That's hell. Yeah.
Because you never know when the lockout's going to end.
It's forever summer. Always.
Whoa, no, I can't do that.
The NHL Players Association, after the NHL had the option to last week and also rejected it, will not reopen the collective bargaining agreement. Labor peace is ensured through the 21-22 season. It's still not perfect. The players are not happy with escrow, which we mentioned earlier. One way to control escrow is that they don't activate their cap inflator. They have in the collective bargaining agreement, the Players Association has the ability to raise the salary cap. Mm-hmm. It's not called an inflator. It's called something else, and I can't remember what it's called. So they have ways that they're going to try to keep escrow down. Ultimately, they're also working on an extension that'll take them through 2025, with the goal of solving escrow long term. Players also want international competition insured in their CBA, whether that's, I mean, they would rather it be the Olympics, but World Cup is fine, you know.
World Cup was a lot of fun.
It was fun, but the players like the Olympics more.
It
just
so much
means more.
Yeah, 100%.
Another part of this, it guarantees that Seattle will start on time. If the league locked out, Seattle would have missed its season.
That's good.
Now
they can play one season.
And then get locked out forever. I hate talking about lockout stuff, which is why we won't dwell on this for too long. Have we really been only going for a half hour, by the way?
My microphone makes it feel like we've been going for 2 years.
Like, I feel like I died in this room.
I feel fine.
This is very stressful.
You guys were fucking making fun of me for not having headphones. Ooh, Kristen doesn't have headphones. She doesn't count.
Well, if we didn't have headphones, we probably wouldn't hear my microphone buzzing. It'd just be
Well,
true
I'm
story.
having a
it would
great
have just
time.
ruined the entire show.
I'm having a great time.
Sure you are.
We
You
all
are.
would have had a great time, and then afterwards we would have listened to the podcast and been like,
Shit!
"Oh no!"
Yeah.
It
It was a big fuckery.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
This is really, really good news. It kind of flew under the radar.
Mm-hmm.
You know, enough people talked about it, but like, I mean, were you watching hockey during the last lockout?
No, I started watching 13, I think.
And you started watching when we were freshmen in college, so it was after.
13.
It was 13, 14
13,
season.
14, yeah.
That lockout sucked. First of all, not to get too personal, it came during a really shit part of my life.
Mm-hmm.
So every day I would just come home from school and go to bed. Like, that's what I did. How I graduated high school is still baffling. Trevor, I'm going to fucking kick you in the head.
It's not my
I'm trying to get
fault.
sentimental here, Trevor. Fuck.
It's not my fault.
The lockout was the second worst part of my life. The first part is now.
I'll just hold the microphone wire the rest of the time.
He lets go immediately. Right after he says that, he lets go of it.
No, it's fine.
Fucking ass.
It's like every 5 minutes. Though.
Do you need electrical
I
tape?
don't even touch it. Though.
It's not like a frayed wire. It's just Look, you see how it's completely
Why'd
bent?
you touch it?
Because it was already buzzing.
Well, then I could do that, and then now it's less bent, and then now it's just getting worse. I'm afraid not.
You're the worst. You need to hold it like I'm doing it, but it's too late.
Oh, it's too late.
Far too late. The damage.
But yeah, lockouts are bad. It's bad for the players. They don't want to lock out, which is why they didn't. They had a pretty decent case too, I would think.
Is this me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going on.
Wait, that means it's my mic.
No.
Yeah, because yours was all the way off and still buzzing.
Oh, I'm upset now. Wait, what are my levels at?
You're fine.
Okay. No, but it was definitely mine because I was touching it
Yes.
and it started.
Maybe it made mine bad too. I don't know.
It's affection.
Lockouts, they suck for people in media.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they suck for
Like us. We're people in media.
We're folks in media now. Jeff
Yeah.
Merrick should start a blog, start a podcast.
We don't get our paycheck when the lockout comes.
Just call me Sarah Siv.
Yeah.
It's me.
We don't get
I'm
our
in
paycheck
media.
ever.
So
I'm going no
just
spit guard.
the fact that the fact that they went, that the players said no, we're not going to lock out is a really big deal. It means that there's some level of,
Agreement.
yeah,
Like a middle ground. Like
well, that they're going to be cordial with one another. Like the last
Yeah.
lockout, when I look back on it, was absolute
Oh my
bullshit.
God.
Don't worry
can't
about
you
it.
tell we're
I know.
live?
It was like they fought about like hockey related
petty.
revenue forever.
Yeah.
And ultimately what it came down to was like 2 percentage points, which I guess probably means a lot of money. And I mean, the escrow that they're paying now, players are paying anywhere from 10 to 20% of their contracts
Yeah.
Into
escrow.
I don't don't think I'll
They're
ever
essentially
understand.
equalization payments. The league is paying you, but you're not, you know.
I understand escrow when it comes to mortgages because it's like withheld for taxes. And I know like like you could be short on your escrow even though you're making all your regular payments because the taxes could go up randomly without you really knowing it.
Right.
And but I don't understand escrow when it comes to contracts just because I don't know what they're withholding. What is that money going towards? Insurance?
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, neither do I.
But
I
it's a real issue with the players, and it has been for years.
Yeah.
I
So it
mean,
must be important.
It must be important, but also not important enough for them to throw a season away.
Sure.
You know? At the end of the day, these are competitive guys. I think about a guy like Ovechkin, who is kind of chasing Wayne Gretzky's all-time goals record.
Yeah. Did you listen to the 31 Thoughts with him?
Yeah, it was good.
It was good.
But, you know, he misses any significant portion of time.
Yeah.
That's it. He can't do it. Our records are kind of
I would
tarnished.
love for him to beat that. How
I think of a
exciting
guy
would
like
that be?
Henrik Lundqvist, who was putting together season after season of what, like 30 wins?
Yeah.
And then the lockout season came, and it's like, oh, now the record is 20 wins per season.
I think he was like too shy. I think he got to 28 that
Yeah.
year. So I know it's so
You know,
frustrating because it just ruins your like stats and stuff. Like you're
I
saying.
think, you know, Ovechkin again, like, how many, 30-goal seasons he had consecutively.
Sure.
One of them was only a 20-goal season because of...
That lockout though, I think he did pretty well.
He did all right. Most players did because they'd been sitting around. They were in the best shape of their lives. They came in and they were ready to go. So yeah, it's a really, really good deal for everybody involved. Obviously, it's not perfect. They're still working on specifics to help out later on with the players getting more of what they deserve.
He in 12-13, the 48-game season, he had 32 goals.
Yeah, 32 goals.
He had more goals than assists, which I feel like, I don't know, I guess he kind of does that a couple times. That's crazy, though. 32 goals in 48 games.
I have one more thing to touch on, I guess, and then we can just shoot the shit for a little bit.
That's the best part of the podcast. in my opinion.
Evgeny Kuznetsov suspended by the NHL probably a week or so ago. 3 games for, quote, inappropriate conduct. The press release makes no mention of drugs or any other reason for suspension, and he will not appeal.
You said something inappropriate.
You want to hear my tinfoil hat theory?
Are there, not to interrupt, are there any suspensions that are unappealable? Do you know? I guess.
I don't think so. I think you can appeal anything.
Right, okay, makes sense.
I was going to say, maybe if you're in jail.
Whether to the commissioner. In the case of player safety, you get suspended by the Department of Player Safety. You can appeal to the commissioner. I think back to the Tom Wilson issue from last preseason.
Yes.
And then you can appeal to an independent arbitrator, a.k.a. Shyam Das, the biggest loser on the face of the planet.
Yes. Agreed.
So you have... But that's an entirely different issue. The league is giving him this suspension. It's not Department of Player Safety.
Yeah.
You want to hear my tinfoil hat theory?
Go for it.
I've already heard this theory. I think.
Is it me? Or is it...
I think it's mine.
Oh my god, if you've been yelling at me this whole time... and
this podcast has been sponsored by Blue Microphones. If you want to be the best sounding person on your podcast, get a Blue Snowball microphone. It's what Kristen uses.
Oh, really?
No, it's not.
If for all of us to get them and for us to have the computer to figure all this out.
Oh, I thought you meant money.
Anyway, can I get to my fucking thought?
Yeah, what's your conspiracy theory? I got my hat off.
So, I think he's not appealing because this is sort of a backdoor plea bargain. Instead of forcing you to go through the...
like a court of public opinion.
No, the substance abuse program, which you can just sit out as long as the league decides you need to.
Okay.
Here's 3 games. Don't get caught again. That's the end of that.
Well, he could still be going to the substance thing and not, right? Like
you can't play while you're in the substance abuse program.
But he would have had to have been doing drugs and found out by the NHL to be enrolled in the substance abuse program, I believe. Not the double IHF.
Okay.
When he tests positive for cocaine, you don't think that's enough reason?
He wasn't tested by the team. He was
Doesn't
tested
matter.
But I think the team can
still... You don't
still,
think that the NHL can look at it and go, you tested positive for cocaine in their drug test, so we know you did cocaine, so now you have to go through our protocol?
I thought there was some kind of weird...
No, I think it's like...
In the NHL, you can't suspend a player for cocaine. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
You can't suspend a player for using that sort of drug because it's not a performance-enhancing drug.
That's right.
However, as an employee of an NHL team, you need to, if you have a drug problem, you are forced to go through this program. It's not only just drugs, it's alcohol. Remember Zach Kassian when he was with the Canadians for 30 seconds? How
whoever ran into Tim Hortons.
He looked like he turned it around and then he got drunk
driving
and crashed his car, although apparently he wasn't driving, but he also broke his foot. I don't understand the whole thing.
You can break your foot while not driving.
But the whole thing was that he wasn't driving, but still also got in trouble somehow.
Anyway, a Flintstone car, just paddling with his feet.
Yeah.
It's a very odd scenario to me because what are they suspending him for?
I think like getting caught.
What I thought you were going to say was your tinfoil hat theory, because you were telling me they were probably suspending him because he lied.
Oh, I think that's absolutely that's not tinfoil hat. That's what I actually believe.
Right. That's what I thought.
That they suspended him for lying to them.
Yeah.
Because he said, I'll take any test and pass it. And they said, okay, here's a test. And he said, shit. And then he failed that test. A single
bead of sweat ran down the back of his neck.
That has to be why they suspended him. But the league can't say that for whatever reason?
I don't think you want the league to look dumb.
The league already looks dumb when they believed him and then he tested positive for cocaine.
I know. I think everyone's just trying to make the process like disappear as easy as they can.
If Evgeny Kuznetsov was a 4th line player, he would have never been given that benefit of the doubt. Right. There's no chance.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Evgeny Kuznetsov is the number 1 center on a very important team in the National Hockey League.
Yep.
That is why they said, okay, we believe you, but don't screw us. And then he screwed them. And they're still giving him the benefit of the doubt by saying, if my theory is right, here's this 3-game suspension. We're not putting you in the substance abuse program. Go figure it out.
Wouldn't that also be why they wouldn't want to put him in the substance abuse program? Because he's not just like a 4th line player. The Caps want him just as much as he wants to be in.
But the league has to do something.
Right.
This is their something.
Right.
I don't know if they, like, for example, I don't know if they could do a substance abuse program that's like shorter or like just during.
The program isn't designated by length. It is you are there until we feel you are.
Until we feel you're sober.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So maybe they could do it, up until.
Zach Kassian was in it for months.
That's not really how
he went in. He went in before October, and he didn't come out until December, and then they traded him to Edmonton. Like, he was in there for months.
And that'll cause you to drink
really,
if you have to go play in Edmonton.
I'm pretty sure, the shortest term in a substance abuse program is, 6 weeks.
I know.
But again, that's a substance abuse program.
Right.
It's not the leagues.
I think
they're not all the same.
It should be until you are like professionally deemed clean. Okay to go. Not when like your employer's like, all right, you learned enough, come back. You know?
Yeah. I know.
I mean, this whole thing has just been odd. I think that it should be a real wake up call to players who are in the National Hockey League who are using cocaine right now.
Because don't get caught using cocaine.
Don't use cocaine.
Oh, okay.
That's the real thought.
Oh,
don't get caught.
I don't know.
What?
It's a rich white guy sport. They're gonna do cocaine.
If they want to keep being rich guys, they ought to stop doing that.
Yeah, if you want to stay white.
You know, you're gonna screw up a lot of shit if you keep doing this.
I don't know enough about cocaine. Changes your skin complexion apparently.
What else you guys got? Any thoughts on anything?
Kristen.
I have something.
Yeah.
Kristen has a thing.
Dustin Byfuglien took a personal leave of absence.
Oh, that's right.
You sure did, team. Kristen.
And I think that was really cool.
Well, we don't know what it's for yet.
We don't know what it's for, but everyone deserves time off for personal reasons.
Sure.
That's time off. He was off all summer. He's not.
Yeah, but
this isn't PTO.
Something could have happened.
Yeah, but sure. I think Dustin Byfuglien's the kind of guy who, if there wasn't something going on, he was going to be at training camp.
Right.
It could be a death in the family. This isn't the first time this has happened.
It could be like
things like this happen all the time.
First time I've seen it.
He won tickets to Disney World.
The Blues a few years ago sent Jake Allen home just because he wasn't doing very well. They said go home and figure it out. I think the Bruins gave Tuukka Rask a leave of absence last year.
That's different than someone requesting it.
Sure.
Right?
What do you mean? Well, like not the Tuukka Rask example. Tuukka Rask, I think his dad passed away, and he requested a leave and he left.
He said bye.
It happens, and it's none of our business to know.
I'm not saying it is.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they even announced it. I guess.
Well, he's a big name.
Why isn't Big Boy at training camp?
Why isn't Buff?
Yeah.
No, they can just dress up another player in his jersey. Be like, I saw him in the hallway. He's here somewhere.
Weekend at Byfuglien's it? Yeah, that's good.
You only see really quick glimpses of the back of his jersey. Just
it's like Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen Phantom of the Opera. I have no idea.
The Jets have a lot of shit going on, huh?
I guess so.
They've got that. They've got, apparently there's some turmoil in the locker room.
Really?
And then it's kind of a cliquey locker room from what I've heard. And that
it's a fucking high school in Winnipeg.
Yeah, that essentially you either click with the leadership group or you kind of get ousted. And that's sort of where they think Line A is right now. Mm-hmm. He's a guy that didn't perform last year. Yeah.
I'd watch that TV show, but if there was a high school clique locker room, like a professional NHL team, but set with high school.
It's just the Letterkenny episodes where they go into the
pretty much
where they're coaching the girls team. Yeah, I hope everything's fine. He seems like a good dude.
Yeah, Byfuglien's fine. I love Buff.
I have Byfuglien on my NHL Hut team.
Hut team, you say?
Transition.
I don't know how long we're gonna be able to talk about this game.
This is where Kristen.
NHL 20 is a lot of fun.
Because I would like to play tonight before going to bed.
Jesus Christ.
If you're on NHL 20 and you want to play with us.
Excuse me.
Add me on Xbox. Bacon Wallet 1993.
That's real, man.
Yeah, don't make your usernames
when you're 13.
when you're 13. Right. By the way, I'm wearing the same jersey that's on the wall behind me. Just realized that.
You ever tell the story of that?
Yeah, did I?
Of the jersey or the Bacon Wallet?
The jerseys. No. So last season I won my fantasy football league.
And he won't shut up about it.
And I won 500 beans.
Are they magic beans?
Yes.
Okay.
So I spent it on hockey jerseys.
As one does.
I think I ended up buying somewhere near 6 hockey jerseys. This, or more specifically, the one behind me. This Finland Patrick Laine jersey. I'm gesturing behind me to one that is lined up so you can see the front of it, which reads Suomi.
Which is a Patrick Laine jersey from the World Cup.
Right. I received it along with my Paul Byron jersey from Montreal Canadiens. And I opened the Laine, and I didn't have to work too hard to open it because they had ripped the bag open when it went across the border. I ordered it from Canada. Mm-hmm. And when they ripped it open, they also marked the bag, and the numbers got all covered in ink.
Yes.
There's like, not all covered, but there's a pretty sizable blot of black ink on the 29. This is from HockeyAuthentic.com, and the reason why I tell you that is because it ended well for me, and I recommend them. I wrote them an email. I said, hey, my package was damaged on the way in. He goes, oh, that probably happened at customs. No worries, we'll send you a new one. So they just sent me another one. So, and I asked, do I have to send this one back? They said, nope. You can just keep that.
That's awesome.
So that's why I'm hanging the front of it up, so everyone can see the front of it and not the ink on the back. And then I have the other one that they sent me to wear because good. It's not covered in ink. So there's that.
It's starting to get cold enough outside to actually wear hockey jerseys.
It's getting there. I'm sweating right now. It's bad. That's why I'm wearing shorts.
Why are you inside?
With an uncomfortable amount of leg right now. So if you're only listening on audio, watch the video to see an uncomfortable amount of leg. That's what they come for, right?
That's what the title is going to have to be, huh?
NHL 20. Trevor, early impressions of the game.
I'm liking it so far, but I'm not liking Hut as much. I really like the 3v3 mode that I've been playing with Ian and my cousin, and it's just a lot more fun to play against other people. Like, playing against the computer sucks, and playing 1v1 is just, like, so demanding. Like, if I lose, it's all my fault, and I don't know if I like that.
Yeah,
sometimes
I get that.
It's easier just to blame someone else. In your
blame the AI goalie that's always in net for threes. I think it's fun. I think if you're considering buying the game and you've played games in the past, whether it was 19 last year or 18 the year before, I feel like it kept a lot of the good stuff from those games. But it also improved on a lot.
Yeah.
The skating feels a lot better. The shooting feels a ton better.
It's a lot more fun with friends.
Absolutely.
It's like I've just been having so much more fun playing with actual people and like talking in game chat and stuff.
One thing that I when I play those games, I like to play like just get the puck to the net and scramble in front of the net and try to bang the puck in. And in the past, that's never been something you can really do. And this one, the players are a lot more adaptive when they go to hit the puck into the net. So like if you create a net mouth scramble, guys will take good whacks at the puck instead of like having to like you go to take a shot and your guy like zips to the other side of the puck to try to get around it to get himself in a shooting position. Instead, he'll just take a natural looking shot, which is good.
Shots suck this year, which makes me mad.
They do.
Because I go D to D all the time. It doesn't work now.
And I talked with you about this when we were just like opening Hut packs. Hut, for those who aren't familiar, is Hockey Ultimate Team.
It's a money pit.
It is. It's bad. I was on the subreddit for Hockey Ultimate Team, and some guy had said that he already spent over $200 on packs the weekend after the game was released.
Don't do that.
Like, that's just so bad.
Don't do that.
Anyway,
I've spent a lot. I've spent more than I want to on Hut.
We were talking about, how some players' card. You got one of the cards in the game fixed.
Oh, true.
The Mark Messier Legend card.
Yeah, because New York Rangers legend Mark Messier.
His durability was set to like 51.
Yeah, and he's a 90 overall card, so all his stats are high 80s or 90s. And randomly, his durability was in the 50s, which apparently the same issue happened last year. And then so I'm on the Hut subreddit one day, and there's an update from one of the developers. And I'm reading all like the new big things, like, oh, wow, they're changing this and changing this gameplay. And then at the bottom, there's minor updates. And the first bullet point is Mark Messier's durability updated.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. I complained about it publicly.
Well, it's funny because I was reading it when you sent me the screenshot of you reading it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I knew it. I knew you had something to do with that.
That was great. I'm like, I did a thing.
But I was saying, like, a lot of it's funny. I mentioned Paul Byron a minute ago. I've seen him live a few times. I watch every single one of his games. He's one of the fastest players I've ever seen in my entire life. His speed in the game is not very good because he's a lower line player.
Have we, not to change the subject, have we talked about we're going to an NHL game?
Oh, no, we haven't. It's been that long.
Right?
Yeah. I'm going to see my least favorite team in the NHL, the Carolina Hurricanes.
Hey, thank you. I was going to say, whoa.
No, I've fucking hated the Hurricanes even before the Aho offer sheet, before the Whalers thing.
I don't mind the Hurricanes.
Hated them.
Because I go on vacation every year to North Carolina, so it's like a second home, kind of.
Go in the summer.
Not really.
They ain't playing hockey then.
No, I know, but it's like I don't know. I always had a sweet spot for the Carolinas.
You meet all 12 Hurricane fans while you're there?
No.
Oh.
So we're going to see them play at Madison Square Garden versus the Rangers.
Luxury suite.
And it's a
Let's go.
The Rangers subreddit has been doing this. This is the 5th year they buy a suite and then just sell the tickets to the Rangers fans, and so it's not bad. The prices are pretty good. You get all the food included and everything, so should be a good time.
Still trying to decide what jersey to wear because I don't.
I can loan you a jersey.
I don't own.
I have a McDonough.
I don't want to wear a Rangers jersey.
What? Okay, I have a Carolina jersey.
I'll probably wear my Team North America jersey. I feel like that's fair.
Can't go wrong.
It's a solid uniform.
You should buy a Montreal Aho jersey and wear.
No. And it'll go right next to my Montreal Jake Gardner jersey. And we didn't talk about Jake Gardner. And my Montreal Eric Carlson jersey. And my Montreal Patrick Laine jersey. My Montreal Matt Duchene jersey.
Oh, God.
It's the best.
Does Montreal have problems with free agents?
Yeah, dude, it's terrible.
Damn.
And no one's going to go until they start winning, so.
I wouldn't know.
Draft and win. Max Domi's supposed to be getting a contract extension soon, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, with another team.
No.
Yeah, I'm going to opening night versus the Winnipeg Jets.
Did you get tickets?
Yeah, got tickets. Got tickets through TickPick, not sponsored. I recommended TickPick. I looked at TickPick, SeatGeek, Ticketmaster, and StubHub.
Now, is the Rangers home opener their first game of the season as well?
Yeah, October 3rd.
So you're going to see Capo Caco's first game in the NHL?
Yeah, regular season. I mean, he's playing preseason.
Preseason does not count.
No, I don't like preseason.
As someone who watched the game last night for the Canadians and wrote over 1,000 words on it, doesn't count.
What website would I be able to read that?
You can read that on RabidHabs.com.
God.
Trevor.
Going now.
Just making my day right now.
Which is, RabidHabs is also significant for us, too.
Is it?
As a RabidHabs podcast.
Well, I mean, we're the only
#sponsor.
one.
Oh.
Shots fired, Podfather.
Don't be ugly. Don't be petty.
I've been saying that to myself for 23 goddamn years, Kristen.
Hey, 24.
Yeah, so it'll be a lot of fun at opening night. Trouba will be playing versus his old team.
So will Patrick Laine when he signs with the Carolina Hurricanes because the Canadians wanted him.
Who the hell? What was the Rangers player that we traded to Winnipeg? That I can't. The defenseman. I just can't remember his name. Neil Pionk will be playing versus the Rangers. It'll be a good time. So I'm excited for.
I'm looking forward to free food all night.
Caco. Yeah, that game too will be a lot of fun. Anyway, no, but yeah, TickPick doesn't charge fees when you look at the price of their tickets. That's what I liked about them. Because as opposed to like you go to like StubHub and it's like, oh, this ticket says it's $300. Wow, on TickPick it said it was $400. StubHub's so much cheaper. And then you go to check out and it's like you have like a $200 service fee or something.
Those are some really high priced tickets you just threw out. How much did you spend on these home opener tickets?
I don't know if I want to publicly oust myself in such a way. Give me a number.
Friends and listeners, why don't you go look at SeatGeek, StubHub, see if you can find some tickets for the Rangers home opener.
Trevor.
And tell us how much they are.
$395.
Higher.
Oh.
But it's the home opener, Ian.
$420 Blaze.
Maybe higher.
$600.
No, less than that.
Yeah, there would be that high.
Okay.
That's insane.
It was $444.
Each?
Yeah. But there's no fees. So it's no.
Yep.
No, but that was
what
a little
you
bit more
don't
than
pay
I
in
wanted
fees,
to,
you make
to
up in
spend.
having to see Mark Stahl play hockey.
Sure, it was a little bit more than I wanted to spend, but at the same time, it's like a tradition to go to the home opener with my brother. We've done it like the past couple years, and so it's the good seats, lower bowl, couple rows up.
Well,
Lower
Ian,
bowl.
that's like the price of like what, 2 barber pole jerseys?
Those are forever. So
So are my memories.
It's too hot to wear it because it's a very thick jersey because it's an authentic. But
that's what I like having something.
I think I talked about this. I did finally get my White Whale Light jersey, which was the Canadians. What year is it? 1912, 1913 replica that they wore in 2009. The barber pole jersey. It's gorgeous. It's my favorite uniform ever made.
Took me a very long time to warm up to it, to be honest.
Yes.
Now I love it.
I love the barber pole jersey.
So last night, I wrap up the post game. I'm laying in bed. I'm on Twitter, as I often am. and I see a tweet from HockeyDB advertising an eBay listing for a barber pole jersey, but
who's the player?
It was a Mike Camilleri barber pole jersey.
Ian, isn't that like your favorite player all
Trevor.
time?
Isn't that like
it is
your true white whale?
That was the one.
If you had
when
not
in Rome,
found that,
Ian.
wouldn't you have customized your jersey?
Yes,
I would have been a Mike Camilleri.
I would have sent my barber pole jersey away to get.
So
customized.
the other barber pole jersey you have is blank.
It's
blank,
blank.
and it's going to stay that way.
You
this
could always,
one.
You could always get rid of it.
This. What?
Or give it to me.
No.
I'll trade you my Ryan McDonough.
Oh yeah, there's
Rangers
another
jersey.
Habs fan who we could fucking give it to.
Yeah, I love how I bought that one and you were like, great, now I can wear the other one. I'm like, it's not even cold yet.
That is really convenient for you.
Yeah.
You don't have to buy any jerseys. Wow.
That's what I'm saying.
My mom does the same thing. My mom or my brother is the same thing. We'll buy I bought a Ryan McDonough jersey just so my brother has something to wear to the game.
That's not bad.
It's like $30. But keep going.
Yeah, so I'm very
Came
excited. It doesn't have the alternate captain on it, but that's okay. I'm very excited.
That's
My
sick.
cup runneth over. I went forever without having one, and now I have 2 of them before the season starts.
Do you want to talk about I don't know how much longer you want to keep talking.
We do whatever.
Yeah, we were
You're
talking
the only one who has to go home.
True. We were talking. I have to work tomorrow, which stinks. But then whatever. I have Thursdays
guess what?
off, which is
So do
nice.
we.
True. We were talking on Xbox about NHL jerseys, like what we were looking to get. I still want to get I think a Winter Classic Datsuk jersey.
Which one?
I think the white one that I wore.
Their most recent Winter
The one
Classic?
that was when they played in Wrigley Field in Chicago.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Those
I'm
were
not
really
sure yet.
nice.
I want a Datsuk Red Wings jersey. I'm not sure which one yet.
I like
though.
the ones from the Big House that they wore against Toronto.
Oh, you mean the big
Since
house?
they're
Is
really
that the one that
nice.
Colin got with the like medieval looking D on
No.
the front?
That was that was a Stadium Series one. You got Dylan Larkin, and it was
Stadium
fake.
Series. That's what it was. Oh.
What other jersey? Like the Henrik Lundqvist.
Henry Lundqvist.
If we didn't already have a name for the podcast, that would have been a good one.
Henry Lundqvist.
No,
this one's called
Team
Buzz.
Sweden. No, the Team Sweden one is sick, like the bright yellow one.
The crowns.
I need a green one. I don't have a green jersey yet, so I need to get either like a North Stars or like
Whalers.
I know
Dallas.
I want a Whalers, but I don't want a Whalers.
Dallas Winter Classic jersey.
This year.
Yeah, wait and see what it
that'll
comes out
expensive.
as.
If it's
But it's gonna be
if
sick.
it's a Mooterus.
And I want the Calgary one, the orange one that they're gonna be wearing. I like that one a lot too.
Yeah, they came up with some good jerseys this year for the Stadium Series game.
I
or the Heritage
truly
Classic.
want a lot of people think they're ugly jerseys.
So like you
Like
talked to me
the-
about the
the
Mooterus.
The Pooh Bear.
and the Pooh Bear.
Mooterus. The fucking
Mustard Cat don't
Calgary
get
horse.
mustard.
So the Pooh Bear is the.
I hate the mustard cat's
Okay,
the
good,
one
good,
exception.
good,
I
good,
fucking
good,
hate
good.
mustard
No, that one
cat.
rules.
Good.
Fuck you mean?
Uh,
So for those who don't know, the Pooh Bear is a
The Bruins.
Bruins jersey from the early 2000s that has a hyper realistic bear on the front.
yeah.
I'm thinking of a different one then.
It's like the brown bear on the front of the jersey.
Well,
That would be the one Bruins
Yeah.
Oh,
jersey
okay. That
I
one's
would ever
whatever.
get.
I would not wear it, and that's fine. I have a Maple Leafs jersey hanging up in this room. I won't wear it. It's okay. Makes me
that's
feel
the
sad.
problem. I want to get one jersey from like every team, but at the same time, some of the local teams like the Devils and Islanders.
I have a
like,
Devils jersey.
I know, but that's not really your rival.
No.
It's
you're
like
right.
I don't know, like
And I would get an Islanders jersey. Those are sweet.
I would love the
for those I would have to like usually I don't get players like this jersey is blank, but for those jerseys I would have to get a player that's like just a classic player that like as a Rangers fan you don't hate. Like you can still say
Sure.
like okay that player's cool.
When I told myself right before I bought the second Barber Pole jersey that the next jersey I was going to get would be the Canadiens 1915, 1916 replica, which is the red C with the A in between.
Okay.
Because it's the last one of the Centennial that I'm missing. And if you're wondering why, if you're watching the
The
video,
fourth
if I'm
one.
looking off to the left, I have the Centennial
banner.
logos laid out on a banner.
right.
So I need one more to complete a collection, which is kind of a big thing. I've never really done anything
That's
like
really
that.
cool.
So it's kind of neat. I'm not going to do one for every team.
And this is what
So this is a neat one to do.
this is what I told you in an enabling sense for you to get that barber pole jersey. You were like, I'm just waiting for the CA. And I'm like, well, here's the thing about looking for vintage jerseys. I think this goes for like any team, any jersey. Mm-hmm. It doesn't, there is no predictability in any of this.
I didn't think I was going to find one.
You might find one day. You might find a completely different one another day.
I didn't think I was going to find one barber pole. Now I have 2 of them.
And, like, I always thought they would be, like... Because when I was... Every time I've been really looking to get one...
This motherfucker's logging into Pokemon Go right now.
Oh, my God.
I'm just checking.
Might have to be a teacher. Take your phone away.
No.
Go to the office and pick it up later.
BYOD.
Almost every time I've gone to look for a barber pole, they've been, like... Lowest $500.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
I never would have thought. I never would have thought it would be like $200.
For the 2 that I have now, I paid less than that.
You're right.
So.
Right.
Yeah. And see, that's the good thing about like
good about that.
my Rangers ticket is like that's a write-off because I'm going to the Church of Kako, so it's like a religious thing.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Well, if you cover
I didn't ask you if you could tax exempt that.
Maybe.
He needs to make an actual religion. Get it on the books.
If you podcast it, we might try to
Right.
get it as a business right now. I'm kidding.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. We need to incorporate.
We're one shitty business.
Yeah.
We've made $2.
I don't think we have enough people to sell shares to.
Yeah.
That's about it.
What else? Nothing. I think we're good. It's going for an hour.
Eventually, we'll start recording more regularly.
These will be once a week soon. I promise. That's
bold.
That's a promise from me. We're gonna have
until I get too tired.
Season's gonna kick into gear soon. We have 2 weeks. We have 2 weeks until hockey season starts for real.
We gotta fund Ian's growing barber pole jersey addiction. So,
so
make sure
you read. You listen to all the ads. It's all you can really do. We don't have merch.
You can donate to my PayPal. I'm KRIST.
I'll put our PayPals in the bio. Our Cash App. Our Venmos.
You can make a Patreon.
Yeah, but that means we'd have to do more work because you have to give more to the Patreon subscribers.
Exclusive content.
Yeah.
Well, then we'll do what EA does and take our current podcast, just cut it in half, and then sell the extra half.
Yeah.
As bonus content.
Yeah. Actually, you have to open up packs to find all the segments of the podcast, and only when you've completed the sets can you listen to the entire thing in its entirety.
Like a duplicate.
Yeah.
I'll trade you from
a 10-minute portion of the podcast.
I'll trade you 40 to 50, 50 to 60.
And they're all just
buzzing.
They're all just mic buzzing segments. Like, fuck, man, I already have this quick sell.
Well, thanks for listening if you made it this far.
Yeah, you can find the podcast at Nosebleeds Cast on Twitter. Follow at RabidHabs for...
We should do a giveaway on Twitter. That always gets people.
Okay, we're giving away Trevor's Minnesota Wild jersey he's wearing right now.
Whoa. Game worn.
Yeah. Follow RabidHabs at RabidHabs for my post-game column, as well as it's a place you can find this podcast, any other articles I write, the Montreal Bias when it makes its triumphant return. I know Zach is very against preseason games, so he's not doing recency bias for preseason games.
Good lad.
I hope it returns this year. Did he say it would?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I hope it does. It ought to.
Follow Zachary Vanas for excellent podcasts.
Yeah.
And excellent playlists.
100%.
That man is good at music.
My current post game from the last preseason game, titled The Warm Up, is available. If you want a lot of words about Charles Hudon, go check that out.
Chud.
Big old chud. And you can follow me on Twitter at BoisvertIan, BoisvertIan.
For a second, I was going to be like, how long
should I leave?
Not talk?
You guys just looked at each other and giggled.
I gave him the courtesy nod.
You can follow me on Twitter at Gold's Personal. I think I tweet pretty good stuff when I do tweet. Mm-hmm. There was turkeys in my yard this morning. I didn't tweet a picture of that yet, but they're getting ready for Thanksgiving. Yeah. It's coming.
You yelled at turkeys the other day, Kristen.
I did. I said, Happy Thanksgiving.
The ones in the grocery store?
No, we were driving down the road and we drove by some turkeys.
That would be so... Can you imagine if I just fucking, like...
What are you guys doing here?
It's too early!
Kristen, what's Turtle Hands so we can all go to bed?
At letterbombs, letter_bombs. Follow me on Twitter.
Bye. Everyone stop vaping. All right, see you guys later.
Yeah.